Dear students, in this lecture we will discuss about peptides from the chapter amino acids, peptides and proteins. We have already discussed about amino acids in our classroom. Here we will do introduction, classification of peptides, geometry of peptide bond and synthesis of peptides. Peptides are substituted amides formed by reaction between amino group and carboxylic group of two or more amino acids in which peptide linkage, that is CONH unit, repeats regularly. As we all already know, amino acids are the compounds having acid group and amino group within the same molecule. These amino acids are the building blocks or basic units of peptides and further protein chains. On the basis of number of amino acids, peptides are classified into dipeptides, tripeptides, tetrapeptides and polypeptides. If two amino acids combine with each other, that will give rise to dipeptide. If three amino acids combine with each other, there is formation of tripeptide, and if large number of amino acids combine, then polypeptide chain forms. In case of polypeptide chain, there is NH3 positive or NH2 group is free at one end of chain. That end is known as N-terminal amino acid residue. On the other end, there is free carboxylic or COO negative group present. That end is known as C-terminal amino acid residue. Now, geometry of peptide bond. Lewis Pauling explained the planar nature of peptide linkage and two carbon atoms directly attached to nitrogen and carbon atom. The bond angle around the nitrogen is approximately near to 120 degree angle, which is angle of trigonal planar geometry, and carbon nitrogen bond length is equal to 132 picometer, which is less than single bond between carbon and nitrogen atom. It represents there is partial double bond character between carbon and nitrogen atom. The partial double bond character between carbon and nitrogen is explained on the basis of resonance. Nitrogen has a lone pair and this lone pair is in conjugation with carbonyl group. So it gives rise to partial double bond to carbon nitrogen bond. Now synthesis of peptides. Peptides are synthesized by condensation of amino acids. There are two methods, classical or solution phase synthesis and another method is solid phase peptide synthesis. Now starting with classical synthesis or solution phase synthesis. Here we are some points to be discussed as condensation of amino acids is endothermic in nature. So this reaction does not take place so easily. We have to activate acid group to acid chloride group because acid chlorides are more reactive than acid carboxylic acid. Second point noted is there is possibility of formation of mixture of products. To overcome this limitation, we have to protect amino group. There are 4 points in this synthesis. First, we have to do protection of amino group like some reagent benzyloxycarbonyl group. Then we have to activate acid group to acid chloride group. And third point is now condensation of amino acids to form peptide linkage. And at last we have to remove protecting group used in the first step. Here are some examples of protecting group that are used for during the classical synthesis of peptides. Benzyloxycarbonyl chloride and ditertiary butyl dicarbonate, or commonly known as BOC, used for amino group protection. Carboxylic group can be protected by their conversion into methyl, ethyl or benzyl esters. Now we will discuss an example of dipeptide, here glycylalanine, on the basis of classical synthesis. In first step, as we already study, there is protection of amino group. We have taken glycine. That glycine is reacted with benzyloxycarbonyl chloride, that is a protecting group, and formation of N-benzyloxycarbonyl glycine. Then we are reacting this N-protected amino acid with thionyl chloride to convert its acid group into acid chloride. Third point is formation of peptide linkage. This unprotected and activated amino acid is reacted with second amino acid, here alanine, and formation of a peptide bond. And at last, now the protecting group is removed by reaction with hydrogen in presence of palladium. And other reaction with HBr or acetic acid can be helpful in the removal of protecting group. Sometimes there is use of DCC, dicyclohexyl carbodiamide, in peptide synthesis. It leads directly to peptide bond formation as shown in this reaction. Sometimes in case of optically active amino acid, there are chances of racemization during product formation. This reagent acts as dehydrating agent or also overcome this limitation of racemization by directly forming peptide bond. There are some drawbacks of classical peptide synthesis. Number of steps involved in this synthesis are lengthy and very tedious and complex process, and it is time consuming process. At every step, yield of products decreases, so overall yield of peptide chain formation decreases. Another very important method for synthesis of peptide is solid phase peptide synthesis. This method was discovered by R.B. Merrifield. It overcomes all the limitations of classical peptide synthesis. In this method, a solid sport is used that is made up of styrene polymer, which is further cross-linked with 2% para-divinyl benzene. Further chloromethylation is done at benzene ring of this polymer chain. This solid sport is porous in nature and in the form of small beads. So, large number of reagent and solvents can easily penetrate or pass through this solid sport. This method involves 4-5 steps. In step 1, this solid sport polymer chain is reacted with the Boc protected amino acid. So first we have to protect amino group of an amino acid. Then this amino protected amino acid is reacted with this solid sport, formation of this ester linkage with the polymer. And excess of reagents are washed after every step in this mechanism. Second step involves this Boc protected polymer spotted amino acid reacted with the trifluoroacetic acid for elimination of this protecting group. Then in third step, this amino acid further reacted with the second Boc protected amino acid and formation of peptide bond. Then next, Boc group of this dipeptide chain is removed by reaction with trifluoroacetic acid. Now here again generation of free NH2 group at this dipeptide unit. Step third and fourth repeated until we reach our target or required length of polypeptide chain. At last, when we obtained required polypeptide chain, the solid sport is removed with the use of anhydrous HF. So at last we get a polypeptide chain which have free N-terminal amino acid on the left side and C-terminal amino acid on the right side. Advantage of solid sport peptide synthesis. All these steps are automated and computer controlled peptide synthesizers are available. So this process is less time consuming, so very convenient, and yield obtained is very high as compared to classical synthesis, and excess of reagents byproducts are easily washed away because polypeptide chain is spotted over the solid spot. So with this, our peptides are completed with the short revision. So thank you.